Hard truths. Number one, the growth in Lee Summit is real and it comes with growing pains. Lee Summit population is up 7% since 2020, 900 million in active development, 4,200 acres of land that are earmarked for future build out. That growth is driving property values up, attracting businesses and improving infrastructure, but it also means construction is everywhere, roads being torn up, new traffic patterns. The quiet neighborhood you moved into 3 years ago might have a major development next door. Discovery Park alone is bringing 2,800 apartments, hotels, and commercial space to the I-470 corridor at Douglas. For nearby homeowners, that's noise, dust, construction traffic for the next 3 to 5 years before it becomes an amenity. If you want a city that's not changing, Lee Summit is not for you. If you can handle the short-term pain for long-term gain, the trajectory is strong. I recently had clients tell me that they feel like they dodged a bullet by not buying close to all that construction because the traffic was going to be terrible. Hard truth number two, the apartment controversy. Lee Summit has had a growing debate about apartment density, and it's real conversation. Discovery Park includes nearly 2,800 luxury apartment units. There are additional multifamily projects in the pipeline. Some residents welcome them, some don't. Others worry about traffic, school capacity, and a change in the community's character. Here's what I'll say. Apartments bring workforce housing, which supports the commercial businesses everyone wants. But density also puts pressure on roads, schools, and services. The city is managing this through its planning process, but the tension is real and ongoing. If you're buying in Lee Summit, understand that the single-family only character of some areas is going to evolve. That's not inherently good or bad, but it's worth knowing. It is also worth knowing where these developments are going to be located. There's a lot of pushback on the apartments. Recently, a developer scrapped them in the project he was bringing to the city, and instead of the apartments, he included duplexes and fourplexes, which obviously are much less dense. That development got approved without the apartments. Hard truth number three, property taxes are above average. Lee Summit property taxes run at an effective rate of about 1.35%. The Missouri state average is 1% on a $421,000 home. That's for $5,600 per year. For comparison, Blue Springs or Raymore are in the same county with similar rates, so it's not a Lee Summit specific issue. But if you're coming from a state with lower property taxes, Texas is actually higher, but states like Colorado and Florida can be lower. This is a budget line item that you need to plan for. The upside, those taxes fund the R7 school district, the park system, the police, the fire departments, and the infrastructure that makes Lee Summit what it is. You're getting value for the money, but the money is real. It affects your payments. Some clients don't buy into it, and they end up looking into other counties that have cheaper taxes, such as Cass County and Lafayette County. Hard truth. Number four, investor competition is squeezing entry-level buyers. Nationally, investors now account for 33% of home purchases. In Missouri, about 21%. In the KC metro area, roughly 11% of sales, and the metro has the fifth largest share of institutional investor purchases nationally. This affects that $250,000 to $400,000 price range directly. If you're a first-time buyer or a relocation buyer in that bracket, you're competing with cash offers that close faster and don't have financing contingencies. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying it because you need a strategy. Get fully reproved, have your financing locked in, and work with an agent who can identify which listings are drawing investor interest and which are not. But a lot of these investors are getting shut out just because of the way they do business. Most good agents are able to explain how the process is going to go, and some of the times the clients don't take their offer and they wait. I have actually had clients tell me straight up they do not want to sell to an investor. Hard truth number 5, the commute isn't zero, and sometimes it's not easy. Lee Summit is 27 minutes from downtown Kansas City, give or take. That's not bad, but it's not nothing. If your job is in the Crossroads, the Plaza, or downtown, you're looking at a 25 to 35-minute commute each way, depending on traffic and the time of day. I-470 to I-435 to I-70 is the standard route, and during rush hour, it can push towards 40 minutes. If you're remote, this is relevant. If you commute daily, that's 50 to 70 minutes per day in the car. Over a year, that's 200 to 300 hours. The counter argument, Lee Summit has enough of its own infrastructure that many residents rarely need to go to Kansas City. But if your social life, your job, and your weekend activities are all downtown, this might not be the right suburb for you. However, if you like having 30 minutes to yourself, then the drive isn't that bad. I know a lot of people who listen to their favorite podcast or spend the 30 minutes listening to their new favorite book. Me, when I have to drive, I love to dive into music and relax. The other side, why people love it despite the hard truths. After all that, here's why people choose Lee Summit anyway, and why most of them never leave. The schools are genuinely excellent. Top 10% in the state. That's not marketing, that's data. The community is real. Downtown Lee Summit has a walkable district with a farmer's market, live events, local restaurants, and character that most suburbs just cannot match. The development pipeline means this city is investing in this future. It's not resting on what it was, it's building towards what it is becoming. The cost of living, while not the cheapest in the metro, delivers more home, more community, and more opportunity per dollar than any coastal market in the country. And the people, I've lived here for 20 years. I know the chief of police, the firefighters, the parks department. This is a city that feels like a community because it is one. What keeps people here? People ask me if Lee Summit is still worth it. And here's my honest answer. The answer is yes. But you have to understand it's not perfect. It does have its problems. At the end of the day, Lee Summit is still a great place to live and a great place to raise your family. The schools, still top ranked, some of the best in the whole metro area. Public safety, one of the safest spots in the area year after year. So yes, the market shifts, the rates move around, but the stuff that actually matters here hasn't changed a bit. If you wanted the real story, not the Instagram version, this is the video for you. If you're on the fence about moving here and you need someone to be straight with you, now you have the full picture. If you already live here and you're nodding along, share this with someone who's thinking about making a move. It's the most honest thing they're going to find online. Who should look elsewhere? If you just want the highlights, my ultimate guide video covers the positive. If you're looking for a pure data breakdown, my brutal truth market video has the numbers. These are the hard truths about Lee Summit in 2026. The growth pressure, the apartment debate, the taxes, the investor competition, and the commute. Also the schools, the community, the development, the cost of living, the people. If you've watched this whole video and you still want to move here, you're making the right call. And you're making it with your eyes wide open, which is the only way I would want any client of mine to make a decision. Email me at info@movingwithmark.com. Subscribe for weekly honest content about the market, and drop a comment telling me which hard truth surprised you the most. I will see you on the next video.